Stop scrolling for just a moment. Take a slow, deep breath. Hold it. And now release. You're here right now for a reason. This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. Something deeper guided you to this exact moment, to these exact words. Maybe there's someone you can't stop thinking about, someone whose energy keeps appearing in your mind when you're trying to move on. Or maybe you've been carrying this unexplainable weight, confusion mixed with hope, pain blended with longing. Whatever brought you here, trust it. This video isn't going to rush you. It won't pressure you into believing something you're not ready for. But what I'm about to reveal will bring clarity to questions you've been afraid to ask out loud. Yes, they chose someone else. That's the painful truth we can't ignore. But what's happening in their heart right now? That's what might genuinely surprise you. Stay with me. Section 1. The truth your soul already knew. Let's start with what you've always sensed but couldn't quite prove. You knew something wasn't right. Even when they seemed happy, even when they told you they'd moved on, even when they convinced everyone, including themselves, that their decision was final. You felt it. You felt it in the way conversations would suddenly go cold, in how they'd respond quickly to everything except the messages that mattered, in those strange silences that said more than words ever could. Your intuition wasn't lying to you. They didn't leave because they stopped feeling something for you. They left because what they felt was too intense, too real, too overwhelming. And if you're still watching, hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to tell you next will make everything click into place. When they got involved with someone else, it wasn't because that person was better than you. It was because they thought running to something simpler would quiet the storm you created inside them. But here's what they're finally starting to realize. You were never truly replaced. You were just put on hold. And that decision, it's been haunting them ever since. Section 2. Why they ran to someone else. This might sting, but understanding this will set you free. They didn't choose that other person because of love. They chose them because of fear. Fear of the intensity you brought into their life. Fear of being truly vulnerable. Fear of losing control. Fear of being seen for who they really are. What you two shared wasn't light and easy. It wasn't surface level. It demanded truth, depth, emotional courage. So they ran towards something that felt safer, a connection that didn't challenge them, didn't push them to grow, didn't require them to be brave. That third-party connection felt manageable, comfortable, uncomplicated. But here's the part they never saw coming. No matter how hard they tried to invest in that relationship, your ghost followed them everywhere. They'd compare the way you laugh to the way this person laughs. They'd compare conversations, chemistry. Even the comfortable silences felt empty compared to yours. Every single comparison led them back to the same conclusion. What they had with you cannot be duplicated. Section 3, the weight they're carrying now. Don't think for a second that they're sleeping peacefully. There are nights, especially the quiet ones, when everything they've been avoiding catches up to them. That's when the guilt arrives. Guilt for walking away without explanation. Guilt for choosing the easy path instead of the honest one. Guilt for hurting someone who only ever showed up authentically. They replay old moments between you two. Words you said that they didn't fully understand back then suddenly make perfect sense now. They see missed opportunities where one moment of courage could have changed everything. And the hardest pill they're swallowing? They know you didn't deserve the confusion they left you with. This guilt doesn't scream. It whispers, it hides behind their busy schedule, behind forced smiles and distractions. But it never truly disappears. They're learning the hard way that running from feelings doesn't erase them, it amplifies them. Section 4. Why they stayed quiet. You've probably asked yourself, if they felt all this, why didn't they say something sooner? It's not because they didn't care, it's because they didn't trust themselves to speak without falling apart. They were terrified that if they opened up, everything they'd been holding back would come flooding out, emotions they weren't ready to handle. They were also afraid of your reaction, not because you're judgmental, but because you see through people. You read energy, you sense truth even when it's unspoken. They knew that once they told you how they really felt, there'd be no hiding anymore, no pretending, no halfway commitments. So they stayed silent. But silence? It always comes with a price. Section 5, the turning point. Recently, something inside them shifted. It didn't need to be dramatic, no big fight, no breakup. But internally, everything changed. They suddenly realized the relationship they chose out of fear isn't fulfilling them. They feel invisible, emotionally disconnected, alone even when they're not physically alone. And in that hollow space, your energy came rushing back, not as a fantasy, not as nostalgia, but as clarity. They finally understand what they experienced with you wasn't chaos or confusion. It was authenticity, it was real connection. And real connection doesn't vanish just because you try to ignore it. If this is resonating with you, do me a favor and drop a like on this video. It helps more people find the message they need to hear. Section 6. What their heart wants to say. If they could speak without ego, without fear, without pride, this is what they'd tell you. I thought choosing someone else would make things easier. I was completely wrong. Walking away from you felt like abandoning a part of myself I didn't know I needed. I know I hurt you. I know my silence left you confused, questioning your worth. But please understand, it was never because you weren't enough. It was because you mattered too much, and I wasn't brave enough to handle that. These words might not have reached your ears yet, but they exist in their heart, and they're getting louder every single day. Section 7, Why This Message Finds You Now. Timing is everything. This message is appearing in your life right now because you've evolved. You're not waiting around anymore. You're not questioning your value. You're not chasing closure from someone who couldn't offer it. Your transformation changed the entire energy dynamic. And when you step into your power like that, the other person is forced to confront what they lost. They feel the shift. They sense you're no longer emotionally available to confusion or half truths. They sense you're choosing yourself now. And that terrifies them because they know if they don't speak soon, the door might close forever. Section 8, The Realization That Changes Everything. Here's what might genuinely shock you. They're not just regretting their choice. They're questioning the person they became when they made it. They realize the version of themselves who walked away from you wasn't aligned with who they truly want to be. That realization? It's uncomfortable, it's humbling, but it's necessary. Losing you didn't just hurt them, it changed them. Section 9, What This Means for Your Journey. Now, let me be crystal clear about something. This message isn't asking you to wait around. It's not asking you to forgive quickly or reopen old wounds. It's offering you understanding. You were never abandoned because you lacked value. You were stepped away from because your depth reflected something they weren't ready to face within themselves. Whether this person comes back into your life or not, you move forward stronger, wiser, more aligned with your truth. And that's where your real power lives. Closing. Take one final deep breath with me, in and out. If this message touched something inside you, it's because your story lives somewhere in these words. Maybe you finally feel seen. Maybe you understand now what your heart has been trying to tell you all along. Or maybe you've just realized the person you thought forgot about you never actually did. Before you go, make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss future messages meant specifically for you. And if even one sentence in this video felt like it was written for your situation, leave a comment. Type, I felt this, or this is my story, or simply drop A if your heart recognized the truth before your mind did. You're not alone in this. And your journey, it's far from over. Until next time, trust your intuition. It's been right all along.